All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sunela Thomas. Thank you for joining today's info session. I'm the program director for the Masters in Business Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Flex program here at UTD. These sessions are really scheduled to answer any questions you have, but I have a short set of PowerPoint slides that I would like to share first to give you an overview, and hopefully that'll answer many of your questions. I also have Sylvia Leventhal. She's the program manager and on the call. And if you have any questions that come to your mind while I am sharing the slides, please ask your questions in the chat. And if she can answer that with a link, she will post this immediately. We will definitely have plenty of time at the end for you to unmute and ask questions or write it in the chat. Okay. So what does UT Dallas campus have to offer you? I would say it's an exciting environment for graduate students because our campus is growing. If you came to our campus now, there is so many buildings that are being constructed, brand new ones. In fact, the Jindal School of Management is almost finished with the building, their third building. I would say we will move there during next summer. So that has been pretty quick. Within a year, we'll be housing a whole set of executive offices for undergraduate students, student orgs, the offices, and many more things for students to participate in. So we have in the Jindal School almost 4,000 students that are graduate students. And if you look at Texas, overall, it's a growing state, which means there are a lot of opportunities. They attract major industry players from sectors like energy, technology, finance, transportation, aviation, you name it. We have all those companies here. That means that students have the advantage of connecting with professionals who work. Sometimes they are your professors or they're guest speakers or your future employers, right? Who will support you with your internship opportunities or project opportunities, okay? Because of DFW's strong workforce and the business-friendly environment is why all these companies are moving to these areas. As I mentioned, I am responsible for the Flex program, and as the name indicates, it's flexible, right? Meaning that you can take the courses at your own pace. There are on-campus and online options. We have 11 tracks in the Flex program, and you're able to pick and choose all of your 6 electives from different tracks. Tracks are not in your transcript or in your diploma. So even if you take all the courses in, let's say, financial analytics track, that is not in your transcript or diploma. So that's why we say it's a flex program. We have over 80 elective courses. And some of those courses you will see for those students who are, who came into fall 25, we have 2 new courses that reign as a special topics, and then it's applied AI and AI in business. And then come next semester, we will have advanced database analytics using AI, using MongoDB as the platform in there. There will also be other courses in fall of 26. Okay. So it's, as you all know, these are STEM designated programs, meaning that you get extra time with your OPT, optional practical training, after you graduate. And then without late fees, your application deadlines. Now, these information are also in our website, in UTDs like Jindal School of Management. You'll find it there, multiple places, the same information is there. But I'll go through it in When I talk about application requirements, think of it as we have rolling admissions, meaning even though the deadline is at a certain spot, if we have seats available or we find a candidate who is really would benefit by being in UTD both ways. We benefit by you being here because you're such an amazing student, or you benefit from the environment and the courses we offer. So there's a $50 non-refundable application fee. It will increase next year if you're submitting it within deadline. Now, if you're past your deadline, then you have a penalty. You have to pay for it. International students also pay for credentialing fee for their transcript. Even if you have credentialed on your own, still it is something UTD requires because we have our own agency doing that. You need a personal objective statement, which is a one-pager. Now, I have seen more than a page coming in. I would say in this day of AI, try not to let the AI write your personal statement, okay? You write your personal statement because who else knows you better than you? You have to have your resume, and if you have never worked before, you can always add in your resume the projects that you have done. Okay. It doesn't matter that you come from a STEM background. You can come, we have students here from history background and art background. They just probably need the willpower to take some challenging courses. The other one, put some extra time to study. Like if you have never done programming, we do have boot camps we offer before the semester start. We give you access to data camp. So some of these you can do some learnings on your own. The unofficial transcript is what you submit with your application. You do, once you get admitted, when you come join the program, you can then submit your official transcript. Official transcript has to come from your university directly. There are students who will bring in a sealed envelope from the university to provide that. It's probably easier to just email to the address. If you have less than 2 years of work experience, then you need 3 letters of recommendation. And it doesn't have to be people who were your bosses or your professors. It can be a combination of them. Optional, GRE and GMAT score is optional to the program. Now, if you're applying for scholarship, in one of the scholarship, you need to submit, if you want us to consider you for that, you need to submit either the GRE or the GMAT. Okay. So that, as I mentioned, the scholarships are Dean's Excellence. For that, you require a GRE or GMAT. You also have Program Excellence. Now, for both the scholarship, these scholarship, deadline is important in a couple of ways. One, deadline that you're submitting, and this is what I tell students, okay? Anybody who is submitting an application, you want a scholarship, submit the scholarship application at the same time. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't wait for you to get a response back from us saying we have accepted you for you to then apply for scholarship, because sometimes by then the scholarship deadline has passed. So I'm going to recommend that you submit it before if you are looking for a scholarship, because clearly the deadlines for scholarships are important because we have a lot of students who apply for that, so who follow that deadline. The other one is that once you get the scholarship, once you're awarded the scholarship, make sure you accept it timely. Okay, that's also another, sometimes students forego that, and then at the point, then later on they come and say they missed the deadline, and we don't really, because we have now gone to the next person in the list to offer them the scholarship. The other question students ask is TA-ship. You are not eligible for TA-ship in your first semester. During your first semester in the program, you can apply for TA-ship for the following semester. Now, if you are a scholarship recipient, you cannot, you won't get a TA-ship. Okay. If you come in spring semester, your spring semester scholarship is only for spring semester. If you join us in fall semester, the fall semester scholarship is for fall and spring. And I think that's pretty much what I have mentioned in here. The other one is that if you happen to defer your admission, scholarships don't defer, which means that you have to reapply for scholarship, and now you are considered in the new pool. Okay? The other one is that if you got a scholarship to a particular program, and then when you came here, you decided after first semester that you want to change the program, doesn't mean that the scholarship is going to transfer over to your new program. Okay, so keep that all in mind while you are looking at applying and the requirements for that. So what does this scholarship and the TA-ship they all offer? It helps you to get an in-state tuition. That's what it helps you in getting. Okay, now this doesn't have anything to do with student worker. That is a totally different one. And you can only apply as a student worker once you are on campus. There will be an account created for you in Handshake, and you can just look at the job listings there and apply. I always tell students is, hey, don't just apply. Networking is key. Walk to that office building, meet somebody there, ask to talk to a supervisor, share your story, what you're looking for, what is your passion, what you're looking for. You'll be amazed at what that can lead you to. So with the program, I showed you earlier 18 core credits and 18 elective. Currently for this in 25, so that meaning fall 25 and spring 26, these are your set of core courses. That doesn't mean the core courses may not change. We review our curriculum from time to time, and if it deems that we need to change some courses based on what industry needs are, we do make that change. It doesn't come like an overnight decision. It takes a lot of diligence because it needs to go through a lot of approval and backing to why we want to change something. Now, we do, as I mentioned, add some special courses that some require prerequisites, some don't require prerequisite, to kind of see what the students' interests are. Recently, I can say the applied AI or applied LLM course and the AI in business course had a lot of students. The AI in business course, when we opened up the spring registration, it was like full, like in a heartbeat, okay? Because it's a general course that if you want to understand, you can take that as an elective. The applied AI one is more if you are looking, again, do not have a prerequisite. It's probably a little more challenging. And the reason I say challenging is it requires you to have some background of database and some programming, right? Because you're using the AI tools to do something. But the application part of it is crucial when you go further in your career. So typically for semester courses, this is what we tell students to take. Now, there is a misconception that if you are a scholarship recipient, you need to take 12 credits or 4 courses. That is incorrect. You need a minimum of 9 credits, meaning 3 courses. Okay, so if these are what we recommend because the one 6320 and 6359 are prerequisite for many other courses. So we ask students to take that. And then I would, if you know programming, would take, 6356. There's also, this one is with R. There's another one in there called spreadsheet, I think it's spreadsheet. No, not spreadsheet. Modeling for business analytics. That is in Python. And so you can pick one or the other to take. if you are tech savvy, I'll say go ahead and do that. If you're not, then I would say take an elective that does not have a prerequisite. It can be anything. Now, I'm happy to guide you in that. As a graduate student, if you there's no assigned advisor to you, we have grad advising that goes by your last name. But if you have a course specific question, I'm happy to answer that. As I mentioned, we also have uh, the boot camp they provide, and the boot camp is free to you. It'll be posted on our social media, and it is given by the boot camp, uh, the person who's teaching, the teacher in there, is either previous student, your peers who have taken those courses, who are probably in their final semester, or somebody who is an alumni who has great teaching skills to help you with that. Now, that is also recorded, so you can go back and watch and rewatch. I try to tell students, attend the live one, because then you get to actually even interact with multiple other students, as well as multiple other students from our leadership council. We also have a component of internship. I'm not going to go through this too much. Just that if you join in spring, as an international student, you will have to wait till spring of 27 to accept an internship. That doesn't mean you cannot go attend career fairs, submit resumes or submit for a job. Like, it doesn't, you probably should do that from day one when you're here. Your professional development course will help you refine your resume to the format that employers require these days. But if for any reason you don't get an internship during your path here, there is a course called Analytics Practicum. It's clearly meant for students who could not get an internship. Doesn't mean sometimes internship, it's the part of it is that you need to be diligent. You need to refine your resume. You need to make sure you connect with people. You attend hackathon. Doesn't matter whether you win it or not. Go and do as many things that you can. And that's partly the reason I say the first semester only take 3 courses in addition to the professional development, because you need time for all of this. And you and I only have 24 hours. You don't have anything more, right? So to give enough time and be able to apply and connect with other students, you'll be amazed how much people help you if you really ask them, okay? But if you want to see where our students have interned, if you go to LinkedIn and you search for hashtag UTD you'll find companies that employ our students, right? That'll help you then look for roles in those companies for your internship or full-time. Now, student outcomes, everybody asks me that, hey, like what's the goal? Like, we all want to get a job. What is out there? Like, we hear students are not getting an internship or employment, but this is public data. But you really see that we do have students who go out and achieve. Now, doesn't mean everybody. This is where you need to step out of your comfort zone. And actually, I know networking is nerve-wracking. It had been nerve-wracking for me. So I would say go out there, ask for help. You could even tell people, hey, I'm trying to improve on my networking skills. The Leadership Council offers certain events. Like, we had last month an event called Pitch Perfect, where students are just asked to come with their resume, talk to other faculty members, other employers who are there, just to kind of review. It's like not a formal one. It's a very informal way for you to get that practice in there. And a lot of students liked it. We also have symposium that is during the weekend where it's virtual. Employers will give you guidance on what is it that they look for in a student. Okay. If you again look at the World Economic Forum's report, you see that AI, machine learning, these are careers that are booming, and that is what this program is all about in there. We also have a lot of student organization, just showing you the depth and breadth of it. There are some that is specific to analytics and some that is more general. And it doesn't matter whether you are office bearer there, but it more matters that you go attend these events because that will help you growing in terms of your communication skill, which is essential when you go for an interview. We also have academic certificates, and the certificates, the main part with the certificate is that you need to apply to be admitted to the certificate once you start your program. And the key is apply before you take the last course in that certificate. Okay. The key word is before. If you miss that deadline, you do not get that certificate. There is no cost to the certificate if you apply to be admitted in the certificate after you join. You have to be enrolled in the MSB and AI program for you to be admitted to the certificate. Now, you could do the certificate on its own and not to be in the program. Okay, then you pay the tuition for that certificate. There are 4 courses that are for each of the certificate. Other part that students ask is, what is a tuition? We have a tuition estimate in the Bursar's website. If you go there and just bursar.utdallas.edu, search for tuition estimate, you will get in any combination of the tuition that if you decide after the first semester, I want to take 12 credits, then it'll give you the amount. Now, this amount is without a scholarship for 1 semester. There's a lot of students who ask for immigration advising. And in fact, I even had somebody reach out to me this past weekend that they have a visa interview. They wanted to talk to somebody to help them guide them. We do have the prospective students that who can reach out to the ISSO, and they will gladly help you and prepare for it. My final ask before ending my presentation is for you to follow us on our Instagram and LinkedIn. If you have any program-specific question, you can email us at msbuan@utdallas.edu. CB or I are very diligent in responding to that, except weekends. And if there is a question that we don't know the answer, we will direct you to the right place. For example, if you ask us a question on financial aid, we'll send you to financial aid. You ask us a question on visa, we'll send you to ISSO. But if we know the answer, we will certainly guide you in that. Okay. Now, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to stop sharing and see whether you have any questions for me. As I mentioned, these prospective webinars are meant for you to answer your questions. So you can unmute and ask, or you can type your question. Go ahead, Arman.
I have a question. I'm filling out my application for the fast track. And so my situation is I'm almost done with my classes. I think I'm planning to graduate in December. All I have left is my capstone, which I can't take next semester because I have a prerequisite that I got to complete in the spring prior to that. So I'm trying to fill out my fast track so I can get it done while I'm still finishing up my bachelor's. And for question 4, it says, during which semester do you plan to begin enrolling in one of the graduate level courses? So I'm thinking maybe I can take one class in the spring, but I'm not sure if I can. If
So
not,
for
I'll
the
just take it in the
fast,
fall.
yeah, so if the fast track question is better answered by the advising team, so just reach out to JSOM grad advising, and I think CV, isn't there a
No. It's
specific
all undergrad. It's all undergrad.
undergrad?
Go through
Yeah.
JSOM UG advising, and your undergrad advisor and the undergrad fast track advisor will be able to help you.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Uh, so on the course curriculum page and the course page itself, there isn't anything written as career outcomes or who's the best employer, what's the average starting salary and all that.
So there is a career outcome page um, that we can put the website link for you shortly.
Okay, that will be very helpful. Thanks.
You're welcome. The duration of the program, I would say between 18 months and 24 months. Having said that, I have one student who will be graduating in 12 months. Basically, he worked it around to figure out what courses are there during summer that he can then take 6 courses, right? Because you need 36 credits. So he kind of managed 6 courses between the long semesters and managed it that way. That is purely because he was only came here to study and he was going back to his home country. If there are students doing that, yes, you can, because you're not looking to network or anything, you just came for the degree and go back. Anybody who is looking to have an internship or a career here, I would say that's a very bad idea because you will not get the time to finish a course, apply the knowledge that you have gained through the classes, and be intelligently answering questions when asked for an interview. So I would say 18 to 24 months, and most of our students graduate in 24 months. That is the route they pick.
Hi, I'm having a question about the personal narrative because I just started the applications and I wonder how long it should be and what format is preferable by the admission committee.
Yeah, so you can put a Word document or a PDF. One page is what we ask you to do, but if you went to a second page, there isn't anything that goes against you if you put 2 pages. Yeah,
Thank you.
application deadline is the same for everybody, whether you're a domestic student or an international student.
I'm also having another questions where I'm taking other classes outside of just university, like I have certifications and stuff. So are there any way that to include it in the applications?
I think there should be. In the past, I have seen when I've reviewed application, I have seen students submit that. So you should have an option to do that.
Do you know under what section that I should upload? Because I don't see that as an option in the portal.
Sibi, do you know that?
I don't. You can email JSOM GR advising, and I'll put that in the chat, and they might be able to tell you. You can also always email them any additional attachment that you can't find a place to include in your application, and they will attach it to your application. I think the application portal has recently changed, so we're all learning the new processes, but they will at least be a good place for you to start.
Awesome. Thank you. And I
Especially
also
if
just
you're
have
an
one.
Yeah, especially if you're an applicant for summer and fall, it's a brand new site, so we are all learning that right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you for clarifying that. And also I have one last question. So as you could tell, my legal name is Win, but sometimes I go by Sue. And my manager refer me as Sue, whilst another recommenders refer me as Win. So is there any other way that I could clear that up in my applications?
Maybe you put, is there a also known as field in there, or you can put it in parentheses.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This webinar is for the Flex program, right?
Correct.
But
Yes.
is it very similar to the cohort when you talk about curriculum?
So curriculum is similar. The main part difference is that Flex has the 11 tracks and 80 plus elective courses. The cohort, the two tracks are accounting and data science. So you only have the courses that go with those tracks in available for you to take.
Okay. And the duration is the same, 24
Correct.
months.
Correct.
May I ask a cohort question? If it aligns with Flex, you may answer it. Else, it's okay. The question is, the third semester in cohort is an internship.
No, it's so the internship is similar across. Internship is in JSOM. Internship is a requirement for all the master's courses. So it's not a semester. The internship should be within the semester. But you're also, if you're an international student, you're also taking classes because otherwise you won't satisfy the F1 status.
Okay. And
F1
for the
status, F1 status requires you to be enrolled in a minimum of 9 credits. An internship can be one of those 3 credit courses.
I get this straight that I will be doing an internship and classes during the time.
Correct.
Okay, and for the internship, is it like, have I got to find out the companies myself, or will there be a career counseling cell?
So what we offer general, now this part I cannot answer for cohort specific. I am going to answer for Flex. Okay. In UTD, we have 2 career centers. One, University Career Center, UCC, and the other one, JSOM Career Management Center that we call CMC. So your first course, the MAS 6102, you take it with the CMC. They provide you with the resources. They bring in hiring professionals, recruiters for that matter. They have career fairs. So you have 2 career fairs to go and attend. Finding the job, we provide you with the resources. Finding the internship or finding the job is entirely your responsibility.
Of course, I understand that. Thank you. That answers the question.
Yeah. The only difference that we do is, let's say a student is an outstanding student, have done multiple internship. We know that, right? Sivi and I and the deans know which student is that, or they won a specific hackathon competition which led to a job and everything. Now, if there is a specific person or company that reaches out for a skill set that is related to that, then that may be the only time that we just directly connect the student. Otherwise, it is the student's responsibility to go secure it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, I have a quick question.
Yes, Omar.
So I'm external, so I essentially graduated from the University of Arlington. So I was
Okay.
wondering, my GPA falls below the threshold of the 3.0, but I'm currently in the military and I currently work for Lockheed doing supply chain. I was wondering how the GMAT falls into that category. How do you guys review the GMAT scores?
So if it's when we review an application, we review it holistically. What grades have you got in your undergraduate? What additional work experience you have? What are the certificates have you got? Like we look at it holistically. We don't look just what is the GMAT or GRE score. Now, I would say if you have a GRE of 310 and above, it's definitely considered as good. Now, if you gave me a GR score of 200, and now that is very poor, so I'm now comparing that, that's not going to add any value to your GPA. So if you're submitting it, I would always encourage students to submit only if you have a high enough score. And above a 300 is considered high, and above a 660, I think, for GMAT.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Correct. That is correct. You're welcome. What else can I answer? Go, go ahead, Diane.
No, I actually did it by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll stay a couple more minutes, and if you don't have any question, there's no point in being logged in, but we'll give a couple more minutes before we log off.
I wanted to ask how many hours a day the lectures are and how many days a week they are.
The courses, is that your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so typically a course is 3 credits, and roughly when you look at it, that's 3 hours, but it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. That is the schedule of a course. Graduate course meets once a week. So you could technically have 3 courses in one given day if it all aligns with you, right? I tell students don't take more than 2 because it's going from one class to another, all 3 different subjects. It's hard. You need to find time. So at least students should be there on campus at least 4 days a week. Now, 4 days a week doesn't mean that all 4 days you're taking classes. Some could be attending an event. Some could be doing group work. A lot of courses will have project work to do. And some would be just attending, like I've seen students come and just sit here and study because they can be focused and do that. So typically, or all classes are once a week, roughly 3 hours. We have classes that start at 10, that start at 1, 4, and 7.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Welcome.
I wanted to ask another question.
Mhm.
I mean, it's it's a bit difficult because I applied for the cohort program, and I don't know many. Like I have said twice in your webinar, it was always flex, so I can't find the cohort program webinar most of the time.
So you can email them. It is msbuancohort@utdallas.edu.
Okay, we'll do that.
And if you go to our website, you will have this email address also in there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Looks like we gave you plenty of answers to your question before you asked us the question. And if you don't have any more questions, once again, thank you for joining this webinar. Our next webinar will be in December, similar lines. And if you have any questions, email us at msbuan@utdallas.edu. And follow us in our socials, and you'll see some of the things that we do. I teach the analytics practicum class, and I try to showcase all the external hiring managers who come, speakers who come to my class. That is, beneficial for students. There was one person a couple of weeks ago who came who basically told the students, hey, send me, if you're looking for a job, I take OPT and CPT students, send me the resume. If I have a job, I'll let you know. Sometimes having that confidence in you, and also everybody knows when you are making up a resume. Okay, so that is the other part that I want to emphasize, that when you write something and make it stick in terms of, ability to answer deep questions related to that. Okay. All right, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful day, evening, and we'll see you next time.